Hello, dear viewer. Thank you for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I always ask you to choose the stone that draws you today, the one that calls out to your intuition. And we'll begin. All right, for those of you who chose the red stone, we have the Two of Wands, the Queen of Coins, and the King of Swords. So you've got some mature royalty here. It's not a major arcana kind of day, maybe, but that's all right. You're weighing your options, and Spirit is encouraging you to look at today as a world explorer, as an explorer would. You know, what might I explore? What might I experience today? The King of Swords is mature intellect, knowledge, wisdom, not afraid to make a plan and stick with it, not afraid to speak the truth, not afraid to say no if something is not part of his plan. So that energy is with you. And then we have the Queen of Coins, that stability, that ability to sort of manifest what you need to manifest, not only for you, but for the people you care about. Earned security of one type or another. So you have some really wonderful energy here, some really good things going for you as you weigh your options. Sometimes that Two of Wands is like our two main priorities too, you know, and we can't focus on all things at once. And sometimes the Two of Wands comes up to say, choose which priority or goal you're focusing on today. Choose one. And if you get anything done for the other priority, great, but don't divide your attention so much. Sometimes that comes in to say that. Once in a while, the Two of Wands comes up because you're looking at travel. You're looking at exploring something new, either literally or figuratively. And that's kind of a neat place to be, especially when you have this mature energy to draw upon. Now this King and this Queen, that can represent other people in your life as well. Maybe you feel like you're represented by one and another person in your life is represented by the other. In that case, the Two of Wands can also be sort of weighing both people's goals for the day or the week, weighing them. Whose priorities are going to take precedence? Or are you weighing your options together and deciding what to focus on today together? But this is all, I feel like, really good energy in this reading. Really good energy. And there is some peace and quiet about that energy too, isn't there? Some real stability, some real wisdom. Nice. Very nice. For those of you who chose the green stone, we have the Tower in the middle, we have the Five of Wands, and we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so the Tower is simply something that changes things. So that can be something that happens unexpectedly, whether that already has happened or it's happening today. I don't feel like it's a huge deal because look at the cards on either side. It's more like, a conversation can be a tower moment. Getting fed up about worrying about something can be a tower moment. A sleepless night can be a tower moment where it was tough to sleep because you're worrying about something. Sometimes things just kind of come together. Internal conflict can be a tower moment. Sometimes things are just sort of uncomfortable enough for us that they help us to say, okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Time for me to have a solution. Time for me to maybe disengage with these two cards. There may be some kind of conflict or disagreement between you and someone else or around you that, people want to pull you into that you just really want to disengage from. So I feel like this tower moment isn't huge, but it turns out to be quite significant because you maybe decide to detach from something that you can't change anyway, and it's not your responsibility to change. you know? There are sometimes caring people, they take on too much and they don't like people being unhappy. And sometimes the Tower is, I just can't do this. I just can't do this. And guess what? I'm not going to. So that's very interesting. It feels like an internal Tower to me. It does. It feels like a change that's made internally. That ends up being a good change. For those of you who chose the Copper, we have the World, we have the Devil, and we have the Ten of Wands. All right. Well, now the Devil, he comes up when he's turning up the heat. And it's not, I don't believe this is the Devil literally. But the Devil comes up when we're at a point in our lives. There's something in our lives, some area, could just be in one area, but there's something that is bothering us. It keeps bothering us. It kind of creeps into our thoughts, maybe our worries. Maybe it's an excessive behavior in some area, or a pattern of thought, or a relationship pattern that, you know, we're just about fed up with it. There might be something that happens today that reminds you of that, or just as you're listening to this reading now, something might have come to your mind, and that is a bedeviling situation. But now look at this. We have the World, we have completion, we have success. So, and the Ten of Wands. It may be that you have dealt with a bedeviling situation because you have decided to take it on. You're going to see it through. You're going to bring those wands home, and it just is kind of bedeviling until you get to the completion and success, and that's just around the corner. That could very well be. This doesn't have to be a big issue, but it can be something that's been prominent lately. The Ten of Wands, maybe you've just been taking on a lot. You know, a lot of different priorities, a lot of different goals. And it really is time to be done with it. It really is time to have successfully completed something, and thank goodness. Maybe Spirit is bringing this reading to you because Spirit is saying, let's call it a success and be done with it. Let's let it go. Because, see, sometimes we are perfectionistic and we just have a hard time saying, okay, I've devoted enough time and attention to this, that's good enough. Sometimes it's hard for us to accept the success and the completion. Right. Sometimes this World card comes up too, we need to take a step back. We're bedeviled because we're thinking about everything at once, and we need to take a step back and understand we actually have the world in our hands. We actually have success. And do we need to sweat it like this? So whatever this means for you, it looks like a really good reading to me. It looks like relief to me. Relief is coming. For those of you who chose this yellow stone, we have the Hermit, the Moon, two major arcana, and the Three of Wands. All right, so the Moon is your intuition being quite strong right now, which is really nice. And the Hermit is a message coming from the other side. It's saying it's a good idea to spend a little time alone right now because, man, your intuition is going to be picking up on some things, some important messages that can really change things. I love it when these two cards come together because, you know, no matter where you've been lately, emotionally or with your perspective, when these two cards come together, there can be an epiphany, there can be a whole perspective shift where you're just saying, oh, why am I looking at it this way? I could be looking at it in a completely different way. And there's sometimes relief, and I feel like laughter. Yes, so the Three of Wands too is sort of waiting for your ship to come in. So it might have to do with an area of your life where you've invested quite a bit, but it's still, you're waiting to see if it pays off. This man is a merchant. He's waiting for his cargo to come in, really. So he's made an investment. He's hopeful, but it's a 3. It's not a 4, so it doesn't feel completely stable yet. There's a little bit of anxiety maybe. Did the ship sink on the way over? But his ship will come in with this 3 of Wands. So maybe the perspective shift has to do with taking it easier, going about this in a more easygoing way, and trusting the investment and effort you've made, trusting that it will pay off. Well, it'll be a good day for reflecting. Well, I thank you all so very much. I hope you have a terrific day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.